Hey guys, and welcome back to the LP of Pokemon Leaf Green. Right now, as you can hear, we are in Lavender Town, the most famous place for Pokemon creepypastas. Do you believe in ghosts? Yes. Really? So there are believers. The reason I clicked yes is obviously because I do believe, and if you saw the end of the last episode, not the last of the end, that sounds like it'd be like a movie title. I'm gonna save it after I read this dialogue because that's always a joy. Hey, Darkwind, what brings you here? Is your Pokemon dead? Hey, it's alive. I can at least make them faint. Let's go. It makes me happy to read his dialogue every time. So yeah, at the end of the last episode, if you did watch it up until the very end, you will have remembered, maybe, I don't know if you did, I don't know if you're like watching these like one after the other, I don't know if you're like watching this like as your first episode, which would be weird, but I also know some people do that. Now, on the end of the last episode, burped, hang on, sorry. I said that, I don't know if I like picked up on like the audio or whatever, but I heard a voice like right behind me, like it sounded like it was whispering in my like right ear, and like that's kind of like where there was like a bit of a pause in what was going on because it sounded exactly like one of my sisters. So I turned around and no one was there, and I like kind of like turned a bit all around and whatever, and there's no one else in the garage, and it creeped me out. It's still creeping me out because I'm recording this exactly right after the other episode in the exact same place. So I mean, you know, probably not the best idea, but I mean, whatever. If I die, I guess I die. If I see a ghost, I have my camera somewhere down here with me, because this is like right after this is like right after I recorded like my first unboxing video that I did. Hint, hint, wink, wink, you should go watch that. So yeah, I mean, I have my camera, so I mean, if I see a ghost, I guess I see a ghost, I can record it, put it on YouTube, and then get called a fake. Yeah, you gotta itch my ear. See, the problem with wearing a headset is, your ear gets itchy, you have to shuffle everything. I'm gonna stick to the tradition of beating his starter with my starter. Yep, my level 39 fully evolved Pokemon versus your 25 second stage Pokemon. Applause. I still need to check if my claps need to pick up on the on the recording. I have no idea still. Shows you how much I care if it does, I guess, since I haven't checked. So I mean, I guess while I'm down here in Pokemon Tower, I guess I could tell some ghost stories that I have experienced in my life. Some of them will sound fake, others might sound real. And this is like a little insider for those who are watching this, but I'm actually plan on making a series on this channel about stories from my life. Ones I just think are interesting, ones that could possibly be funny, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah. So, I know some people are probably thinking like, dude, you have too many series going right now. I mean, you have like the Naruto, the Bleach, Dragon Super, the 2 Rubies, and all of those series. What do you have to say? Even we can not identify the wayward ghost, the Silphscope might be able to unmask them. But I mean, like, I have like so many series going right now for a channel to start just starting out. I mean, I've only been like on for less than a year, like 4 or 5-ish months, but I already have like 62 videos, which is more than most people have in general. Well, like not most, just like a lot of people have in general, and more than most people who have been on for only a year have. So I've been uploading a lot, but at the same time, I'd actually have more if I had kept up with the Bleach video episode chapters. Yeah. Bleach chapters, Dragon Ball chapters, Ruby episodes, Ruby manga, which I actually have everything like I've read the second chapter, obviously. Ugh, kind of a disappointment. Just a little hint for the review of that. It's not that good, especially since we have to wait an entire month for it. then after this series, I plan to always have like some type of like Let's Play going on. And the Let's Play I'm doing after this is another RPG, which, you know, is always good. And then I'm also planning on doing another series after that, which will coincide with all of these, but it'll be over pretty quick-ish, I think, depending on how long I take on it. But I'm not going to spoil that, it's all for fun. It's the commemoration of the third game in the series, technically. It says number 3, so it really isn't number 3, but it is number 3. Now, if you guys know what that means, good job. You know what the series I'm talking about is, and for those of you who think it is, you probably aren't right, but you won't know until it's put up. But it'll be a marathon of a game, so hopefully I'll get it out quickly enough. But then I also said I'd review the Boruto manga thingamajigger. You know, everyone, if you're a Naruto fan, you know what I'm talking about. And the Itachi, and I'm only Itachi anime, and I also learned that it's not technically going to be, oh, this isn't like true yet, like we won't know until it actually happens, but it's apparently a big quotes around apparently going to just be part of the Naruto Shippuden anime, which is amazing. Haven't seen an episode of that since the cursed puppet episode of the Chunin exams filler, which are actually pretty good filler. I just thought like they were going on for way too long, and sorry about the next sounds. Okay. It's funny that 3 minutes ago I had to tell some ghost stories and I just went off on a bunch of other things. And then I'm also planning on reviewing Kishi's next manga and everything, so I mean, I'm gonna have a pretty busy schedule. Hopefully I can get everything sorted out. So I'm not actually gonna make a schedule for most of the videos I'm doing, just cause like, you know, I'll just go over it right now since there's still a lot to do in this tower. The reason I don't want to do a schedule is that means that if you have a lot of series, it's just like harder to like schedule everything out. And if you do schedule stuff, then if you don't put stuff up on that certain day, then people will be disappointed. So I'm just not making a schedule. I'll get things up when I get them up. Especially since with someone who doesn't have time or the place to record very much. Which, I know people are going to be like, what do you mean record very much? You have a ton of videos at the same time. Except for these LP, which I can record almost any time, kind of. Depending on how, like, annoying people are planning on being to me, but I can get these up pretty good. But then, like, my reviews, if you've noticed, I didn't, like 4 of them have been, like, under 10 minutes. So, yeah. You know, I thought Cubone was supposed to be incredibly rare, and I just encountered 2 in a row. Can we go for 3 and then we can name it Cub 3, yeah. I should just give up right now. That was awful. But I mean, hey, I'm making pretty good progress in the tower at least. Yay. How many more floors do we have? I'm not going to start a ghost story until this, like, section of the recording ends. Yeah. Ghastly. Awkward silence for the next 30 seconds. Or minute. Actually, no, I'm just going to end this, like, section now and then just pick up later. And we're back! Okay, time for some ghost stories, I guess. I don't know how many more I'm going to tell, because then for people who watch this, won't really be too interested in the other ones, but whatever, I guess. So, the one I have to say is one from kind of recently, like, about a month? No, like 2, 3, no, it was 2 weeks ago, yeah. So, I was laying in bed, being stupid and staying up super late, and then I hear this sound. It sounds like whistling, but I can't tell what it is. Exactly, it sounds like a weird, like, whistle chirp thing. And then, but at the same time, my sister was playing Assassin's Creed, and she's like a little girl, probably shouldn't be playing it, but, you know, whatever. So she was playing that, and so I was like, oh, it's just the game. So I'm just laying there like, do, about to get to sleep, when I suddenly hear my sister, she's like 7, she yells, Mommy, I'm scared, something like that, like, Mommy, Daddy, I'm scared, Hope so they, and, hang on, so wait, does this fully heal my Pokemon? Oh yeah, cool. Which is good because I was about to run out of Shockwave. So I was like, oh gosh, that whistling sound isn't from the game. But at the same time, she put her controller down, ran up to the thing, and the whistling sound was still going. So I was like, okay, that has to be what it is. And my brother, he's like big into Assassin's Creed. I haven't played it except for like one fight, and well, like the new one, Syndicate, whatever it's called. That one. And he walks out of this room, so I like walk up to him and I'm like, hey, does Assassin's Creed have like a weird like whistling mechanism? Like, does it like make that kind of sound? And he's like, no. So like, and so I slept with my sword under my blanket, which I'll probably have to show off my sword. It's super cool. It's so cool, I love it. But yeah, I'll have to, so I slept with that under my blanket for that night, and then I went up to my sister the next day, and I asked her if the sound she heard was the whistle chirp sound. She said no, that was the game, and I was like, gosh darn, they're freaking it. Oh yeah, Nugget, that'll get me like way closer. How much do I have right now? No, I don't want to save. Oh, so we're so close, but yet so far. But yeah, so I was like, she's a moron, he was lied. I don't know why he would, he just did, gosh darn it. But yeah, then I was like, oh, so what was the sound that you heard then? And she looks up at me, like, she kind of like looks up, you know, because I'm like tall and she's short because she's tiny. She's a little girl. She's just like, it sounded like there was someone who was like breathing incredibly, like super heavy behind me, which I instantly got creeped out by because everyone else was in their rooms except for her because she was down in the family room where the PlayStation is playing Assassin's Creed. And so apparently she heard like super heavy, deep breathing right behind her, which is the thing that creeped her out. But the thing that creeps me out most about this situation is, why was the chirping, whistling sound still going when she put the controller down? Because like she like put the controller down, ran over to the stairs, started yelling, and then went upstairs, and it continued on for like 30 seconds after that. Like the entire time it kept going. So I mean, that's pretty creepy. And like my entire family, except for maybe my dad, I don't know what he thinks about it all, is convinced that ghosts exist and that our house has them in it. Because I'm just gonna tell like one or two more. I'm gonna tell like 2 stories, 2 more. She's like, I keep hearing things move behind me, and it's super creepy. I am hating this right now, but I have to record. I have to. It's part of who I am now. It's my life. But yeah, so these 2 stories I want to tell you are before I was able to comprehend things. These are actually stories that my mom has told me that's happened here, which I 110% believe, because she wouldn't lie to me about this kind of stuff, because like everyone, except for maybe my dad, which is why he probably doesn't believe, has experienced something. Oh, that was just my radiator turning on. I don't know if it's actually my radiator, it's just like a heater, whatever. I don't know what it's called. Don't judge me. Shut up. Okay. That got really just like, stop it. Stop judging. Real quick. So, oh, need to pick it up. Oh, I could actually see another thing to sell. So, she was outside one day, and this is like, I actually don't know when this was. It was when I was a very small child. I was either away or like too small to like move or whatever. And so my mom was outside talking to my aunt, and we are people who, well, like most of the people who live in my house, my family, you know, like most of us, don't really like to leave lights on when they don't need to be, so we turn them off. And she noticed that her bedroom light was on, so she walks in, runs up, turns her light off because she lives on the 2nd floor of the house. She turns her light off, comes out, back out, and my aunt, because she told my aunt why she was going inside, but, so then when she comes out, my aunt looks at her and says, like, what, did you forget what you're doing inside? I mean, the light's still on. So she looks up and, like, sees the light's still on. I mean, like, I know some people are probably expecting me to, like, and then Satan jumped out at her and stabbed her with a pitchfork when she went upstairs. But no, it's something, like, trivial, like, just, like, flipping a light switch. And this other story kind of, like, leaks into other ones with my mom again. So my mom was downstairs talking with my aunt, is the aunt on my dad's side. By this time the aunt was my aunt on my mom's side, you know. So she was downstairs talking with her, and this is at the point when I was still too small to be. I was small enough that I still had to be in the crib, you know, like too young, you know, all that good stuff. So I was still in the crib. My brother was old enough where he could run around and stuff, because he was like 2.5 years older than me, 2 1/3, something like that. So it could be him. So my mom's downstairs. Oh, jeez, stop it. Mother effer. Ugh. And I'm still recording one more episode after this. Lucky me. Hating my life right now. I don't know if people can tell that I'm, like, actually creeped out right now, because I am. Like, I mean, I know that I'm, like, kind of sounding emotionless right now. That's just because I try to keep my emotions in check while I record. Which, you know, I only let it out when, like, something, like, exciting happens or creepy, but, like, if you, like, paid attention to my voice right there, it just got, like, really intense. And I'm actually going to switch out for pin stuff for this fight. So, yeah. Because, like, I keep hearing stuff, like, shuffle behind me, which we have mice in our garage, which is actually where I am, so kudos to me. But, yeah, it's really creeping me out right now. So, my mom, be gone, intruders. So my mom hears someone running upstairs, and it's just, so my aunt and my mom were home, me and my brother were home. At this point, none of my sisters were born yet. So it's just us, so she goes up to check on us, to see who's, like, up and about, to see if they, like, need something. Like, she hears, like, running back and forth, like, incredibly fast, so she kind of, like, thought something was wrong. So she goes upstairs, and I'm in my crib asleep, my brother's completely asleep, so she's like, okay, whatever. So she comes back downstairs, starts running around a bunch. She comes downstairs and hears running around. Like, it's incredibly... Oh, I guess I just clicked off of it somehow. Weird. So she hears, like, this sounds like too fast, but at the same time, like, a super excited child. Why are these gold and the rest are... I keep getting distracted. I apologize. But yeah, so she hears, like, the running, and it's like really fast, but at the same time, it's like a small, like, super excited child could run that fast. So she goes back up, sees that it isn't any of us, and she brings us downstairs because she's kind of, like, freaking out at that point. But then, like, nothing happens for the rest of that said day. But every day after that, my mom says, she's like, I haven't seen this, I don't know if anyone else has, should probably check with them after this so I can so I could confirm it for, like, the next couple episodes after this session. But I know my mom has, because she tells us. She says that to this day, ever since that point, which has been, like, 14 years as of now, and we're back. So, she has said that to this day, she sees something that looks like a little boy version of me running around, like, just for, like, quick glimpses. She will see it. Just something super creepy, because it does that, I mean, like, there's a duplicate, no, I'm not going to go into, like, crazy theories or whatever, but that's still pretty freaking creepy. And I guess I have time to tell one more story that's happened to me before. This is just kind of going to be like a couple generic little things. Stop it! So, if anyone came out right now it looked like I was just yelling at a wall, but I keep hearing a bunch of like creepy things, and I hate it. I hate this. It's awful. Probably should have brought my sword out with me. Would have been the best thing to do. You know, just in case the mics attack, because I didn't think that this was going to happen, because I haven't experienced anything for a while. Except for that. Actually, that wasn't me experiencing. Yeah, it could have been, because I don't think it should have been whistling for that much after the game, I mean. But yeah. So, okay, I'm just gonna tell these 3 short stories. Okay, so at this point, me and my brother are like 6 and 8 or 9 or whatever. So Prince is gonna die. I don't really care though. Good trainer, I know. So he's out, and I keep having these awkward pauses, but that's because I keep hearing things, and I just like look over. So it's like 6 and 9, like whatever. And at this point, like my I have to at least have been 8, and he have to at least be like 11. So we're like these ages that I just said. So we're out sleeping on our couch for whatever reason, I don't know. I just heard Iris. For those who don't know, Iris is my dog. Bark from inside, and it made my heart like skip a beat. Oh jeez. But yeah, so we're sitting out on the couches for whatever reason, and at this point, I have my youngest sister who's like 1-ish around this time, and so like 0 to 1-ish, you know, that whole thing, you know. So we're sitting out on the couch, and we keep hearing her like baby toys, you know, like the ones that like go super bright and like colorful and like talk really loud, you know, like all that stuff. So we hear that stuff happening, and so we like find the toys. See, there's no one around them. There's nothing that could press the buttons. We flip them over, see that they're turned off, and we're all just like, oh well, just like extra precaution. We take the batteries out, we put them down, walk away, but the toys keep going off, and we check over to see what's happening, and the batteries are they're just gone. So then we're like, what? So we flip them over and see that the batteries are back inside the toys. Which, I don't know about you guys, but that's a tad creepy. Just a tad. Just bitty creepy. You know? So we're super creeped out at this point, so we both just kind of like huddle together on the same couch for the rest of the night eventually, because, you know, like we're little, we have to like go to sleep. Which actually, I've never been a person to like just like fall asleep without purposefully sleeping. So I just like, you know, like you do the whole eyes closed and then like, and then you're asleep. Okay. We do that whole shebang, which I guess we'll continue the stories in the next episode, because I'm going to talk to this guy. Hey, you came to save me? Thank you, but I think my experience finally left us. I must thank you for your kind follow me to my house. Oh jeez, do you seriously have to do the creepy music in this like super happy house? Your podcast test is one that requires a strong dedication. Probably should, just because everyone knows what he says and I don't really care enough to read it. So yeah. So, I will see you guys in the next episode of Pokemon. I'm probably actually going, you know, actually, I'll just tell the stories now while I ride to sell some stuff. Hang on, like, how much money do I have? Because I don't want to waste a trip. I don't have enough. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next episode of Pokemon Leaf Green. Goodbye.